We're getting towards the end of July. For a couple more days, it'll be August. This is an update for the current month. This is the Ataulfo Rootstocks, and I'm gonna just kind of show what's going on. It's not like an incredible bumper crop year, but it's been a pretty good year so far. So these are all the California remit. Here's the fruitlets, and this is the tree that I always kind of describe as tree number 2, Ataulfo rootstock number 2. So how was the month of July? It's been pretty warm. In the 3rd week of July, though, we did have some gloomy weather where in the morning it started out pretty gloomy and the sun didn't really peak until like like 1 o'clock or so. And because of that, we did get some powdery mildew in the middle of July because of that. So it kind of shows how easily powdery mildew happens here. And that was just a week of kind of gloomy morning weathers, but here's the fruit. So this overall, we cleaned out pretty much most of the manillas, the Laverne manillas. We picked it off. The majority of its nubbins. There's a few new bloom and fruitlets, and I think those are going to be really full-size fruits, but everything else has been kind of mostly nubbins that we picked off. And I trimmed off a lot of the branches right here on the side. I'm doing some bit of top work, grafting some hopefully disease-resistant varieties on there some more. But the California remit is pretty bountiful, at least on this tree. So there's about maybe 50-60 fruits. We picked off about a dozen already to eat green. And let me kind of just show you guys. Here's the fruitlets. They usually kind of come in this 2 shapes. Like one of it's usually has a really round end at the bottom, and then some of the fruits has more like a shape like this. And then some is kind of more round like this. So yeah, there's the fruitlets. Yeah, about 50 or 60 all across here. We picked off about a dozen already. So about, I would say 50-60 kind of full large ones, but I am getting like maybe 5 or 6 bloom stalks. That's a late bloomer that looks like this. So there's gonna be additional kind of like late off-seasonal fruits. So there's about 5 or 6 of those blooms that I was able to find on here. But yes, nice size. We've been picking it, we've been eating it before it really develops a, for example, let me just pick one. Before it really develops a seed husk. Okay. So overall, a pretty successful year on this tree. So I would say 3 out of the 5 trees that has a California remit is producing really well. The other 2 not so great. So and here's like just the size of it. These little bricks are about almost 8 inch in length. So most of these fruitlets has been like most of these has been so far 5.5 inches or so, 5 to 5.5. This is about 7 3/4. So this is a nice healthy fruit. This is some of the fruits that bloomed a little bit earlier, and it's not a healthy one. So these are nubbins. So on this tree I didn't get many nubbins, but on my other tree I did get quite a few. So this is a nubbin. See, that just didn't really increase in size. But yeah, so this is tree number 2. So let me just kind of show you guys the rest of everything. But yeah, look at this really nice cluster of fruits. Very nice cluster of fruits. A lot more. And when I think about it, it's probably even more than 50 or 60 I counted. So let me show you guys the Super Julie. Unfortunately, the Super Julie, I doubt I'm going to get many healthy fruits. I mean, these are all, I feel like these are all nubbins. Maybe they'll make it to maturity, maybe they're not, but look at this. Some of this is the size already, and it's kind of like turning yellow and dropping. And this is all Super Julie right here. So, few fruits on this. You know, I think there's about maybe a dozen or more fruits, but my suspicions is that this is all nubbins and the fruit is not going to increase in size, but we'll see. I mean, they're quite large and then they're still turning yellow and dropping. Some varieties, the nubbins just don't hold that well. Like if you compare to like the Laverne Manila, they just hold on to all the nubbins. So that is Super Julie. Okay, and this right here is Maha Chinook. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 large size fruits, and some little fruitlets here from delayed bloom. So that's Maha. Okay, so that's Maha. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, here's some Laverne Manila late blooms. These look like healthy fruits. Like a healthy Laverne Manila has kind of like a little bit of this little hook or curve at the end of it. You know, if it's a nubbin, it really never develops that. So this is a healthy looking Laverne Manila fruitlet. And yeah, this is more like the nubbin of it. Okay, what else do I got here? Trying to make sure everything. Here's some nubbins of Ataulfos. These are Ataulfo nubbins. I don't expect these to get any bigger. I will probably a little bit bigger, but they're pretty much nubbins. I'm pretty sure of that. So just another walk around on the fruitlets, and you know, we picked about a dozen of it already. So, all right, that is an update. That's an update on tree number 2. So here's an update on tree number 3, and this was one that we didn't really get much fruits on it. I think there was probably maybe a dozen or more fruits. We already began picking a lot of it, but just see how large this is. It's all California Remit, and I'm gonna be cutting off the majority of this, the top of the tree. You know, just kind of take a look at it. I already began some grafting on here. It's kind of difficult grafting on some of these sometimes, so lots of the grafts, they were Julie scions. They weren't the best scions from what I had, and most of it failed, but there's a Juliet right there that took. But again, I'm going to be taking this probably down to like right there, you know, taking out all this canopy just to kind of top work it with more disease resistant variety. But here's the fruitlets, you know. Okay. There's fruitlets here. Yeah, and yeah, for some reasons we also get some of these shapes, you know, not where it's not too much of an S and it's kind of more round on the bottom, but you know, they have embryos. Okay. Alright, so that's an update on update on tree number 3. Here's tree number 4 and 5, and there was quite a bit of California Remit. We picked off most of the fruits already. I would say there was about maybe like 2 dozen. We picked off most of the bigger fruits already. So there was about maybe we picked off about 2 dozen 5-inch, 4 or 5-inch size fruitlets, and maybe about 3 dozen nubbins. You know, nubbins like these. You know, there was about 3 dozen of these that we picked off. Right now, what's left is fruitlets from some of the later bloom. So, kind of see this smaller size fruits right there, and then there's some new ones beginning to bloom, and there's a lot of tiny fruitlets on top. I don't know if you guys can see, but there are lots of fruitlets developing on here. So just wanted to show you guys that. So overall, I mean, you know, I think there was quite a few fruits on here. My family's been eating quite a bit of it, so that's why most of it's cleaned out right now. Okay, and let's take a look at some of the graphs that I have here. So what I have here is this is a sweet tart right here, sweet tart right here. This is a unknown green tie eating variety. This whole section right here, my guess is that it's Pinsay Moon. That's my guess. And let's see, this is a this is no, what is this one again? Oh, this is Pina Colada. Yeah, Pina Colada. The grass is doing quite well. Slow growing, but it's been growing pretty long. And let's see, there's a lemon zest right here. This is all lemon zest, all the way to the top right there. This whole giant branch right here is lemon zest. Unfortunately, all the flowers dropped. Yeah, unfortunately, they did. But what's left is 2. It looks like there's going to be 2 healthy fruits. So there's still hope after all. These could still end up dropping, but these are getting to pretty much a large marble size now. So lemon zest. And there's some nubbins right there. And some more healthier kind of fruits. But yeah, pretty good year for this tree. You know, gone through quite a bit of fruits already. So, and this is tree number 1. Mostly that section is non-duckmai. There's a California Remit right here. I think I've seen a couple fruitlets, but I don't know. The leaves might be covering them. And non-duckmai. You know, most of the blooms from the spring bloom. It's just these tiny little nubbins. I can't do anything. But I'll show you updates on my grafts. I've made some new grafts that seem to be growing quite well, you know. It's been a good year on grafting for me so far. Everything I grafted, pretty much almost everything I grafted took. So this is a Madame Francis. And here's an orange sherbet right here. There's a K-Tar right here. Let's see. Some of the newer grass was, this is a Pickering right here. A Dupree Saigon right here. Let's see, this is Sassy Love pushing right here. There's a buttercream right here. So like this is a good year grafting. Lots of my grafts took quite easily. There wasn't any issue with it. Next up on this tree is kind of really thinning out thinning out all these branches, and mostly it's just kind of the Nam Duck Mai right here. There's some fruitlets right there, and some more fruitlets right there, but it's really thinning out all of this Nam Duck Mai branches, and probably also some of the California Rumit. I'll probably be grafting onto here some Maha Chinook. I want to try to dedicate one large limb to Maha. I feel like Maha's Chinook is kind of the one variety is kind of checked off all the boxes that I want in a variety growing here. You know, despite the kind of fungal pressures and everything, it kind of ticks off all the boxes. So. Alright, so that is an update for this month. Thanks everyone.